Good afternoon. Joe Volpe, publisher of Corriere Canadese, North America's only Italian language daily newspaper, on behalf of Corriere Media Group and Go Live TV with the comment of the day in the context of municipal elections, this time in Toronto. We're going to focus on educational matters and trustees. So, the title today is Purge, the Toronto Catholic School Board. The Toronto Catholic District School Board. Now, the educational systems in Toronto are a mess. The Toronto District School Board, an organization with an annual budget, an annual operating budget of $3 billion and an additional $500 million for capital expenditures, has had several unique challenges in this last mandate. An antagonistic relationship developed between several senior staff and trustees. The Ministry of Education had to step in. A new director is now in place. Some trustees are not reoffering. Good. The Toronto Catholic District School Board, operating in the same area, 416 Toronto, is smaller. $1 billion in annual operating budget and about $250 million for capital expenditures. But it is of direct importance to our viewers and our readers because both are in the main Catholic school supporters. Their numbers are dwindling. The Toronto Catholic District School Board, once rooted in the three pillars of church, family, and school, suffers from a clear sense of vision, questionable professional leadership, and a dysfunctional board of trustees. The Cardinal has other priorities. Families are adjusting to unprecedented relational challenges. Schools reflect the resulting poor or inconsistent quality of leadership. For a faith-based educational system, it risks losing a perceived purpose and confidence of its intended clientele. Now, this last mandate has not been a stellar one for the board entrusted with restoring and maintaining both. But now, not all trustees deserve to be thrown out. There are men and women who have demonstrated the ability and the willingness to rise above the pretense and pettiness that observers at board meetings see all too clearly. It is a board that has difficulty coming to grips with its poor ratings against provincial measurements for student performance. You know, that's your children and mine. The administration's understanding of transparency and communication is best exemplified by smoked glass. Truth for them, like beauty, lies in the eyes of the beholder. For our readers, two issues laid bare the incompetence and the chicanery of the administration and some trustees that now define the direction and vision of the Toronto Catholic District School Board. First, the International Languages Extended Day program. The program requires extending the day by, wait for it, 20 minutes. So that all students can partake in the study of a third language. That means not English, not French. After semi-nonsensical discussions about sources of funds and relevancy of some of the languages, it turned out that the real reason for the petty grievance was a petty grievance launched by some short-sighted officials at the teachers' union. Some teachers apparently complained that they had to work 20 minutes longer than some of their colleagues in other schools where the programs were not offered. So what was the solution they sought? Don't have the program because we don't want to work that long. Oh, and it costs too much money. We only have $1.25 billion of funds at our disposal. Now, neither the administration nor the teachers' union would release the arbitrator's report that formed the basis for this pedagogical and cultural decision. So much for Children's First. The newly elected Minister of Education had to in fact intervene to save the program, thanks to a request by trustees Piccinini, D'Amico, Martino, and Andrzejczuk. the former ministers of education had allocated, as a secondary issue, some $32 million for the improvements at 2 schools adjacent to the Columbus Center in 2012. That's 6 years ago. The local trustee, Rizzo, and her allies on the board turned it into an opportunity to partner with a predatory condo builder at Villa Charities, Inc. to associate a condo complex with the schools. Again, it's not Children's First. Community engagement. The former local MPP, the Minister of Education, the Preservation Board, and finally City Council put an end to that backdoor chicanery. Can you imagine that? All of those forces in order to undo what people whose basic interest should have been children first were doing. But senior staff were still prepared to go ahead anyway until the minister finally pulled the plug. Now, throughout the process, Villa Charities, the staff at the Toronto Catholic District School Board, and several trustees either misrepresented the truth or outrightly lied, until an agreement of purchase and sale signed by the Toronto Catholic District School Board and Villa Charities, Inc. revealed the facts. 2 generations of high school students at Dante Alighieri and 1 generation of elementary school students at Regina Mundi will never see the benefits of that $32 million grant. In a board meeting following the minister's decision, trustees regrouped. One would have expected them to resolve issues and to move forward. No. They've reorganized board committees to exclude all trustees who had argued for a reasoned approach to both problems. Andrewchuk, D'Amico, Martino, and Piccinini. In other words, they said, you guys lose, out you go. It was a pathetic and a telling display of an up-your-nose with a rubber hose petty partisanship. The authors of this cabal-induced maneuver, Rizzo, Poplawski, Bottoni, Del Grande, Davies, Tanouan, Crawford, and Kennedy, do not deserve re-election. Happily, Davies and Bottoni aren't re-offering. Catholic ratepayers don't deserve any of them. They don't need their meddling. Please vote accordingly. Joe Volpe for Corriere Canadese, Go Live TV and Corriere Media Group, inviting you to follow us online and on all social media. Please stay tuned for commentary in Italian and in Portuguese.